A common misinterpretation of fundamentals is that there is a balance of skills that defines a player, rather than a collection of synergistic qualities. A balance between mentally and technically focused gameplay is wholly unnecessary. When your technical play is secure, then your mind is free to observe your opponent. When your mindset is optimal, your hits come when you react, and your punishes possess a clarity of mind. When your zoning is on point, your hits connect and your opponent's don't. When your opponent is pressured, your mindset is more likely to be clear. When your reactions are clear, your library of options opens. The gist is that each of these affects the others, and none of these fundamental skills exist entirely independent of one another. You cannot make a read without the ability to execute, and there's nothing to execute without a mental template of something to execute. When looking at the concept of mental versus technical play as pushing your limits, I believe that it's always best to look at the minutia of your options, the risk, and the reward. The reasons to choose one option over another are if that option has clearly more rewarding and safer or more coverage, is more reliable, or setting something else later, such as mental conditioning. Whenever evaluating a gameplay option, it is best to compare these criteria, and if an option is superlative in most or all of these categories, then it's probably worth using. If it still isn't a good option, or relative to its alternatives, then that area is a hole or weakness of that character. The need to use multiple options to cover as many options as possible is the mix-up game and is a topic for a different video, but in the meantime, consider the consequences of failure into your analysis. In terms of mental risk-reward analysis, all-in or suicide KO win conditions are probably relatively simple situations to analyze at face value. Attempting a Ganon side, for example, on Brawl or Smash 4, is an excellent reward if you have a stock lead or if the stocks are tied and you're down by a significant percent deficit. It can be a safe option if you are using side B into the ledge so that the move or the free fall of the after that move will cancel and will always reach its full reward without outside interference. And the attack conditions the opponent to be wary in a space that Ganondorf would be otherwise vulnerable, seeing as Ganon is generally very slow and when committing to an attack near the ledge, often leaves him open for a ledge guard no matter what game he's in. On the other hand, side B doesn't have wide option coverage, and if you use side B from a position that has you moving off stage, then it is a frontrunner for the highest risk attack in Smash. Multi-shining is a powerful option that covers multiple options that would otherwise be mix-ups, to the point that it is theoretically one of the best options in the entirety of Smash. But if Falco is multi-shining on shield and accidentally up Bs, then depending on the position and the opponent, Falco should be put into a position that results in a stock loss. Of course, the difference between these two is that pushing the limit of technical play limits the responsibility of both success and failure on a single player, while the limits of mental play is related to multiple players, and as such is considerably less consistent. In both cases, context is key, and everything changes with position and conditioning, both yours and your opponent's. It is rare for high-level play to be dictated through repeating a single move, however, and this is because no attack maximally covers the opponent's options. When an alternative view of this subject, if you're looking on how to balance training different fundamentals, a rule of thumb is that unless you are a top player learning another game and you already have a varied web of support, you're generally looking to be in a position where anything you can practice is something you should practice. The amount of determination required for this is substantial, but if someone offers you an analysis on why something or something does not work, then you should pay attention to that, whereas when that's not available, then you already have your single player training available to you. And this itself is an extremely important subject. The value of learning to learn and learning to train is definitely something I should look into in the future, both for myself and because, of course, I'd be interested in putting a video up for it. In the meantime, I hope you guys all have a great day. I am in a bit of a rush, so I'm sorry it took me so long to get this video out, and I look forward to putting up my next one. You guys have a great day.